Hello, I am Pastoriza, and collage has been a big part of my art practice. I made lots of different series of work, and collage has been one of them. It's been a constant of mine the past few years, and it's something I always want to continue to explore and find ways to both process what I'm feeling or experiencing at the moment in terms of like psychology, but also explore ideas and concepts with art and art history, tackling different concepts and ideas both from past and present. Collage has opened up the door for me a lot with my art practice because it helped me explore different ideas and subject matter that might have been a bit more difficult to do with just creating figures, because you can combine disparate images or source material together to make something completely different, something that tackles your own ideas. And for me, that made it very approachable because of the immediacy of creating work. You could make a new work within minutes sometimes, depending on the material you use. And it's also challenging because you have to find out or toe the line between understanding when you're using someone's image that they created too much and making it your own. So you have to find that balance, and that's a big challenge for sure. It's always going to be. But overall, I found it very important to my art practice. It's very approachable, very exciting, and I hope to keep creating collage works. Well, with my works in this exhibit, it's quite similar to what I've been doing with my collage series so far, but seeing how different artists approach collage as a concept is very refreshing, and I'm not often given that prompt of collage itself being the concept or a driving force of creating work. So it was a pretty good challenge to have, and it definitely made me question a lot about, source material, the process itself, layering, of course. And definitely gonna keep thinking about these aspects moving forward with my art practice overall, not just collage. Well, with my piece in this exhibit, it is pretty similar to what I've been doing so far, but I want to expand it further. And I thought, it's something I've always wanted to think of, to explore, which was creating works that might be different from how you first see it as an exhibit goer and how you see it down the line, like it changing over time. So with this series of work, I created two works where I expanded the collage elements to the canvas itself and the painted elements as well, because it going beyond the square substrate of the canvas, and it gives it more, life, more of an experience viewing it in person. But then, for example, after the exhibit, if it gets purchased or wherever it's seen elsewhere, it won't have those elements. It's, very direct in terms of tackling that question, but it's also not maybe the first time it's ever been done. But to me, it is, and I want to explore these different aspects of works changing over time and doing something as subtle as expanding the work to the wall of the gallery is a step in that direction, and I want to keep pursuing that and seeing where that goes with my work overall. Well, with collage as a series, I want to explore more on expanding the work, not just to the gallery wall, but also making different size canvases. Because up to now, it's been mostly on paper or canvases, so the substrate is quite fixed, quite rectangular for the most part. And expounding to different shapes, make my own canvases, or maybe making collage on different materials, not just canvas. Maybe sculpture or found objects would be something I want to explore for sure. But of course, that brings its own difficulties with applying images or paper to these different shaped objects. So it's going to be a fun experiment and exploration anyway. In terms of my art practice overall, I want to explore creating, this is a first step in that direction, but creating works that change over time, not just from when it's seen in exhibits, but also with each viewing, a work changes. I know it sounds very difficult to do, but we'll see how that goes. And I think this is a good first step towards, I guess, touching on those concepts or that idea of changing work over time at every viewing.